And I'm Thomptron.
And welcome to Gamefart. Today on Gamefart, we are going to talk about Nintendo Direct, which came out on January 14th. Unbeknownst to me, Nintendo Direct, I guess, comes out every 4 months. For people listening, I do like Nintendo. I quite enjoy some Nintendo. I'm not mainly a Nintendo gamer, so I guess I'm not really up their ass as much as one would hope to be. So
I'm on the other spectrum of this. I personally love everything that Nintendo does, but I'm not afraid to comment if I don't agree with what they're putting out. But I love Nintendo, so I'm excited to do this podcast.
Basically, what Thomptron, is that what we're saying? Basically, what Thomptron is saying is he enjoys being fucked in the ass on a monthly basis. So we're gonna go right into it. First off, in the Nintendo Direct, we see a new trailer. Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is a strategy-based game, whereas you have a bunch of characters, and you control them until they die. And when they die, they don't come back. And Fire Emblem is well known for their stories, for their characters, and for their leveling up system. And I'm excited. We didn't really see much, but it looks cool. Instead of the original Fire Emblem kind of focus when you're in battle of people, kind of going to this like far generic plane, it seems that wherever you're on the map is actually where it shows the battle. So that's pretty cool. And I guess it was written by a fucking comic book writer, so that's cool. I like comic books. But what are your thoughts on Fire Emblem Untitled?
I'm not really familiar with the genre. I've played a few titles, mainly like Advance Wars on Game Boy Advance, Final Fantasy Tactics on Game Boy Advance as well. I'm open to it. I just haven't really put much time into it, but it does definitely seem like one of the stronger titles for a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into that. There was a lot of shit in this Nintendo Direct, which I've never seen Nintendo Direct. Do they generally put out, like, they shove this much shit down your throat like every fucking 4 months?
That's generally the idea of it.
Alrighty. So next up, we got Puzzles and Dragons Z, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Or Zed if you're living north of the border.
Puzzles and Dragons, I don't even know what the fuck to say. I guess, like, you do puzzles and it hurts monsters. It kind of looks like if you like Candy Crush and, you just want to pay $60 at one time to play as much fucking Candy Crush as you can, this is the game for you.
I doubt it'll be $60, but
I think it's going to be like $40-$50.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The fact that they put the Super Mario spin on it, I'm already fucking tired of puzzle games, and I'm borderline tired of Super Mario games.
Yeah.
Like, I love them, but, I mean, it just makes it even more
They got to put them on
tiring.
everything. And, I mean, what's the point of releasing third-party games if it's like, hey, guess what? Mario edition of this game. Like, they might as well just do that for everything they fucking come out with, which, I mean, later on in the show, you'll notice that they just stamp any character on any kind of fucking game and call it a fucking game for Nintendo. And I mean, mainly, I played Nintendo growing up and shit. I played some Mario. It was fun. Fucking 20 years ago.
Maybe it was like the appeal of it. It's like kind of like a Japanese-based puzzle game. It's like has a whole anime look to it.
Mm-hmm.
People here in North America, a lot of them don't really give a fuck about that shit, but they love Candy Crush. So let's put a fresh, fun, childlike face like Mario on it, and I bet you people will just eat that shit right up.
Yeah, I bet it's like in their minds, they were like, how do we fuck Asian consumers and fucking North American consumers who know nothing about shitty dragon puzzle games? And I don't know the demographic that this is for, because if you're playing 3DS, you're playing it for the main titles. You're not going out of your fucking comfort and playing Puzzles and Dragon Z.
I'm going to say the demographic for this game is my fucking dad, who sits on Facebook all day and plays these bullshit games.
Okay. So Justin's dad, if you're listening to this, Puzzles and Dragons Z is for you.
The next thing that came up is that they're moving some ports over to the Wii U for some original Wii titles. They had Super Mario Galaxy 2, which I have not played, Punch-Out for Wii, and also Metroid Prime Trilogy. And this is actually kind of funny because I was just saying the other day that I really fucking wanted to play the Metroid Prime Trilogy again, but I'd gotten rid of my GameCube titles. I sold them, and I was starting to regret it, and it was just kind of eerie. I was like, is fucking Nintendo spying on me. They're like,
Yeah.
this guy wants to play Metroid.
They're watching you through your window.
Let's throw it up there for him. I don't know.
I think Nintendo kind of gets the hype of our generation. We're coming out with new consoles, new graphics, new everything. So the best possible way to make money on those new consoles with new graphics and not a lot of games coming out for them is to port old shitty games. You know what I mean? Like, let's just port fucking everything. You remember that shitty obscure Batman game that was on the GameCube? Let's fucking port that to the Wii U. And I mean, it makes sense in some instances where you're getting Wind Waker HD, because that was a great fucking game, and to see it in beautiful fucking 420 HD, because I'm assuming that's what the Wii U puts out. I don't have a Wii U, but was fucking incredible, and that's great. I mean, Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D, that added a whole new, graphic to the thing. And I mean, I'm not saying GameCube games generally look shitty. They look great. Especially the Metroid series, it looks great. I mean, how hard is it to make fucking, robots and shit and like giant dragons? Like, it's not that fucking hard. We've been doing it for fucking years. And I don't really see the appeal though in spending more money on games you've already played.
Well, I think they kind of they marketed it as if you missed out on these titles while playing the Wii, it's just another opportunity for you to experience them. And the cool thing about all three of these is that when they come out for the first week, they're half price. So you could scoop up any of these ports for $10 each, and 3 games, Metroid Prime Trilogy, for $10. Like, fucking, I'll give you the money.
No,
right
I'd buy
now,
Metroid
under the
for
table with a hand job.
I mean, but like the Metroid Prime games were GameCube games, so I guess it kind of makes sense that they're porting it on a thing that's not backwards compatible. But when you have something like a Wii game coming out on the Wii U, it just kind of seems silly. Next, we're going to talk about amiibos. I don't own any systems that work with amiibos. I have a 3DS. That's basically it for Nintendo. I have a Nintendo Entertainment System, which I play Super Mario 3 on, and that's basically it. And I don't think I can shove an amiibo in there without causing some serious damage. So maybe you want to talk about amiibos for a bit, because I don't really see the appeal. I mean, I'm all for collectibles, and I'd put them on my shelf, but I'd never, plug and play. I don't give a fuck about that shit. And like I was saying to you earlier, like, with all the shit that's coming out for, like, 3DS and Wii U, if you're carrying around your fucking 3DS, which normally you could just put in a little case because it's got little games and shit, like, you don't need to bring your AC adapter, but soon enough you're going to need a fucking fanny pack just full of shit to play fucking 3DS anywhere else but home.
I'm sorry. I ruined everything and crammed an amiibo into the NES.
So tell me about, I don't know, let's assume I'm a retarded child and you're trying to sell me an amiibo. Sell me this fucking amiibo. What is so great about these amiibos?
Okay, well, I personally, I only have one. I picked up Link because he's my favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't find him at my local Walmart. They're hard to fucking find, I guess. Had to order that shit on Amazon. Cost me like $15 with shipping. They're kind of like, as far as Super Smash Brothers goes, it was kind of pointless. Didn't even use it. I wasn't even gonna open it. I was just gonna have it as a collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess like curiosity got the best of me, and I was like, I'll try it out. Played it for like 10 minutes. Immediately regretted opening it up.
Yeah.
Maybe like games in the future, they'll probably support them better. But
yeah, it is a new gadget, like, just coming out, and I mean, generally new things that come out are just shit. I haven't bought like a new console because, I mean, what am I going to play? Destiny? Like, I don't give a fuck about Destiny. You know what I mean? Like, I know you like that. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm not saying it doesn't look like a great game. I just feel like I'm so behind on the fucking Destiny bandwagon that, like, it won't even make sense to me. And I'll start playing and everyone will be like, who's this noob fucking? And it's me. You know what I mean? So next up on the docket list is Kirby Gay String. This is a new innovative Kirby game where instead of flying around sucking people up to gain their abilities and doing, boring shit like that, you get to draw a string, much like a iOS game.
I believe it was a rainbow.
A rainbow string. I'm sorry. Is it just a rainbow or is it a string? I don't know. They seem to be going with this like string theme in Kirby lately.
Yeah, like draw where you want to go.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like an iOS game. And I guess the appeal to this is that if you buy a King DDD amiibo, you get more health and shit. So that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess if you use the Kirby amiibo with it, you get, like, instead of collecting 100 stars, you get to use some special Kirby move. And there's also, what was the other one? Meta Knight? You got like a Meta Knight attack or something that just made you like super fast. So basically, if you buy all 3 of these amiibo and use them in the game, you're just gonna power through the fucking thing and beat it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. So I mean, it's another thing with the amiibos. I mean, in Smash Bros, like I said, I don't really know shit about amiibos, but it sounds like you plug them in. You don't get to play as a special character. It's just a computer thing, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're just in gay string. They're just overpowering it. And you were saying you're excited for this. I think the proper title is The Rainbow Curse, which is kind of like an oxymoron, I think. A fucking rainbow curse. But, I mean, that's cool if you're into gay strings and stuff.
How's the gay community going to handle that one? Rainbow Curse?
It's a big step for the LGBT, a new game where instead of sucking things into his mouth, he's playing with a rainbow string, so that's cool.
Yeah, to be honest, though, I'm not completely familiar with Kirby games, but I did like the art style. It looks like it's like almost molded from clay.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really interesting, but you were saying that you weren't into it, so...
I mean, I've played, like, Kirby and Dreamland, the Crystal Shards for N64 and shit, and I've always been a big fan of that, suck up different powers, do different things. That's kind of cool. It's kind of like you're a jack of all trades. And this one, it's more like I said, an iOS game where you're just, he's a ball and you're directing him with lines of string, which I guess is innovative if you're a 5-year-old and never set foot out your door. But, I mean...
Yeah, but I feel like they already did it with Kirby Epic Yarn.
I've never played that. I honestly...
it was a pretty cool game art style, too, because everything was, like, made out of string and stuff. I watched the Game Grumps play it. I didn't play it myself, but I think it was like the same sort of idea, and I don't know, this new title doesn't really seem innovative other than the fact that like Kirby Epic Yarn, from what I could see, you could just like draw whatever the hell you wanted, but this like rainbow stuff, there's like a limit to the amount that you can draw. You have like a little bar, and if it depletes, then I forget his name.
I swear to God, I've played a game like that on Newgrounds like 6 years ago.
Yeah, the dude on Nintendo Direct, I can't remember his name, but if you run out of rainbow power, you'll meet an ill fate. Like,
oh, was that Strokey Asian?
No, it was the other one.
Oh, it was Bill.
Sure.
So here comes fucking Bill. So what else we got on the docket list? Mario Party 10. Which is it also goes with the amiibo shit that I don't give a fuck about.
Actually, well, the amiibo actually kind of seemed relevant for this title.
It
for
did
once.
Because it's like a game board piece, right? So,
yeah, and to be fair, in Hyrule Warriors, the amiibo is actually kind of cool too, because you can like put the amiibo on your thing once a day, and you get like a special item, like a weapon. So at least like you get something in game. You know,
that's pretty cool.
That's cool. But this like changes the level for Mario Party 10, and I haven't played any Mario Party games since like Mario Party 2, and I always have people over playing my Wii U. I'll probably grab this one, play 4-player action. I'm actually excited about it.
That's pretty cool. I've always been a Mario Party fan. I've played up until the GameCube, and then the Wii one came out, and I just kind of hope that this new Mario Party, I'm not going to buy a Wii U. I'll probably play it at your house or some shit, but like... This new Mario Party, what the problem was with the last one, it was linear. There was no kind of choices. You would hit the dice, you would go straight, and you would play a fucking mini game, and eventually you'd get to the end of the level, buy a star, and then go to the beginning. And there was no kind of like strategy. There was no kind of like choosing your own path or the randomness of where the star appears, and it's kind of, lame. And it was actually kind of funny because one of the video games, you got the Wiimote, it does all kind of shaking shit, like the one of the
shaking the can.
Yeah, dude,
You're
fucking
like
jack it off,
yeah.
and it fucking comes like colors into the air, which I thought was pretty fucking innovative. I guess I don't fucking know. It was cool.
I played that at a party. I forgot I played that one.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because like I was playing with two girls, my girlfriend and her friend. And it's kind of like you see that come up, and I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm winning this. Like, I do this shit every day. There's no fucking question. I've got this shit in the bag. You know what I mean?
You just don't have the dexterity, ladies.
Yeah. So next up is Toad Treasure Taint. I don't fucking know what this game is. It was a mini game in Mario, like for the Wii U, right?
Captain Toad Treasure Hunter.
Yeah.
I haven't picked it up yet. I understand it's like a $40 game. It's not a long game. It's kind of a shorter one, so they're not like charging full price for it. But everyone I know that's played it has fucking loved it.
Oh, seriously? Because what I thought was recently I was at a friend's house playing the Mario 3D World or whatever, and there's like mini games you can play where it's a Toad Treasure taint fucking thing. And it was cool, I guess, but you just walk around, like you don't jump or anything, and you collect stars in succession. So if the game's anything like that, I mean, it doesn't really seem all that like exciting.
Yeah, I actually just seen something online the other day where they greatly improved that.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
well,
like
that's
it's
good for them.
It's still like the same game, but it's like more challenging. And there's more stuff to do. So
it's not as linear. Like you got to do side quests and kill demons and shit.
Yeah, actually, it was the completionist. He played it. That's what I.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so check that out, and it might change your mind about it.
Yeah, check out www.youtube.com/Toad Treasure Taint.
But I guess the big news on that one is that Toad's finally getting an amiibo, and it's probably going to be fucking useless in that game, but who cares?
For all you kids who are waiting for the most popular Nintendo character amiibo, now is the time to collect. Also, I don't know if we mentioned this earlier. The reason they were talking about amiibos is I guess they're releasing new ones, which are actually just characters who already have amiibos. So that's great. That's just awesome. And the thing is, if you buy like 2 Luigi amiibos and one is like just the Mario one and one is the Smash Bros one, they're fucking interchangeable. So that's great. They don't add anything or anything.
Yeah, and also if you use your Super Smash Bros. Mario in Mario Party 10, you have to delete all of your save data on it and start over.
So that kind of sucks.
Which, it sucks, but it doesn't take long to max out your Mario amiibo in Super Smash Bros. Anyway, so whatever. And it's fucking pointless. Just fucking bring it over to Mario Party 10 and have yourself a party.
There you go.
You're going to have more fun over there.
It's true. You get a board for every fucking amiibo you have. Like, I mean, based in the Mario series, like, you're not going to put fucking Charizard on there and start playing fucking Pokemon Party, but I don't know why you want to do that anyways. Next up, we got Shittoon Central Hub. I don't remember what we were saying that was. I wrote it down on a piece of paper and I just called it Shittoon because I'm assuming I didn't like it.
The game is actually called Splatoon. Yeah, Nintendo's really excited about this. I know Miyamoto is like really talking it up right now. You're like a fucking squid person that can like turn into paint, and there's like 4-player battle mode. Kind of the multiplayer kind of seems like Team Fortress 2. Like I don't know. I don't play a lot of that game, but it's just like colorful and like looks like that. You know. That's what I get from it. But yeah, I mean, it seems cool. It seems like there's a lot of pointless shit in it too, though.
Yeah, like they were like they're introducing the game and they're like, the big thing about this is things that every fucking Nintendo game has nowadays is like, here's this new fucking plaza where you can fucking like go do this in this plaza and go do that. Like, you know, with fucking like Nintendo Land, the Miiverse, like the Miiverse on the 3DS, the Miiverse on the Wii. It's like every fucking system has to have like a little community of fictional characters living in. And I don't really get the appeal. I
really don't give a fuck for like central hubs like that.
They
drive me crazy, but I do like the Miiverse. They don't need a Mii Plaza. Get rid of that shit. Nobody cares. Make the Miiverse more accessible. It's like fucking Twitter mixed with an achievement system.
There you go.
Just fucking put out an app. Let us download it on our phone. Like, I'm not whipping out my 3DS every time there's an internet connection just to go on the fucking Miiverse. Like, make an app for it.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck about
It's a good idea. Just make it accessible.
Yeah, make an app for it. Because I maybe I'm unaware. Maybe I'm stupid. I'm not very tech savvy, but I don't think 3DSs have data. Like, you have to be on fucking Wi-Fi, right? Like, you can't just be in the middle of nowhere with your 3DS and go on the fucking internet. So make it a phone app. There you go.
Exactly.
Like, get your shit together, Nintendo. Like, what the fuck have you been doing for the past 20 fucking years? So what, you made a game about an Italian plumber who jumps on fucking turtles. I don't give a shit about that anymore. Like, get on your shit and give us data for our 3DSs, okay? So next up, we got, I fucking wrote so much stupid shit. Shy Cienema. I don't know. I don't remember what that was.
Me neither. Let's just skip it. Shy Cienema.
Oh my god.
It was probably disappointing anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
next we got Hyrule Dynasty. That's what it's called, right?
Hyrule Warriors.
Oh, Dynasty Warriors is what I was thinking.
You know, I just completed this game and I played it because I love Zelda, and I didn't think I'd be into it because I've never really played Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
But I really fucking liked that game a lot.
You dug it?
It was like
dug it?
It was fresh, and it had like the perfect, just smidgen of Zelda. Like it complemented it perfectly, and all the characters are fun to play. I want to play Tingle.
Yeah.
Tingle's fucking hilarious.
That's what I was I was laughing my fucking ass off just because I mean like you're talking about warriors and shit. Like Tingle's the last person I would like want to put in a warrior game, and like the guy who's fucking I don't know much about Nintendo. I don't know who the fuck this guy. Let's just call him Bill. The guy who was like explaining this was like, you can play as Tingle now, and I wouldn't want to be on the opposite side of that fight. But I mean, it's a fucking guy wearing spandex floating around with a balloon. What do you mean you don't want to be on the opposite end of that fight?
Exactly. And also, you could play as young Link from Majora's Mask,
Mm-hmm.
who can change into Fierce Deity Link. That was pretty badass.
That's pretty cool.
I'm excited for this. And I don't really like crossover games at all. But, you know, Nintendo, when you're going to do a crossover, this is a way to do it. I forget what the company's called. I think it's called like Tecmo Koei or something.
Oh, really? I thought it was like Team Ninja or some gay shit like that.
No, maybe it's a few parties or something. But
I don't know.
it's
I know nothing about the game.
I know it's the same team that did Pokemon Conquest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
So if you're gonna do a crossover, Nintendo, like, just continue partnering up with these guys because they're doing it right. I mean, you don't need to do this freaking Puzzle and Dragons Z Mario bullshit. It's not the right way to do it.
You're pretty much marketing to people on Facebook, and I mean they can play that shit for free. So I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. So you know, Nintendo, get your shit together. Next up is Majora's Mask for the 3DS, which I mean is exciting. Once again, it's another port, but you know they did actually revamp the graphics and stuff and added a few little knickknacks here and there.
No, well, to be honest, people were begging for this game.
Yeah, I would honestly once I played. Because it goes, for me, Wind Waker and then Majora's Mask is my second favorite. So I was like, why didn't you just release, Ocarina of Time 3DS and Majora's Mask at the same time? But I guess, it was worth the wait for me, and I'm excited to play it.
Yeah, well, Operation Moonfall was what they were calling it.
Yeah.
It was a complete success. I mean, we got what we wanted.
Uh-huh.
We have only really I think ourselves to thank, like websites like Zelda Universe. Like I know way back in the day, I've been on those forums for years. Like we individually like emailed Nintendo telling them that we want this game, and years later we finally got it. I think we would have got it sooner if they didn't do A Link Between Worlds, because I think they wanted to do like kind of a fresh Zelda game. But yeah, so we're all excited about this game. I think Nintendo always wanted to do it. As soon as they put out Ocarina of Time, they were like, "Oh, fucking Majora's Mask."
Yeah,
next.
it's just kind of a dick tease kind of thing.
Yeah, they just wanted to do something in between that was fresh.
Which is good. You made me hard, Nintendo. And you don't do that often.
I think it'd be a hard thing to do to put two ports out back to back like that.
Yeah.
Like, generate hype, put it out, you'll make a lot of money. And they're releasing the new 3DS XL with it.
Yeah,
so.
same day, February 13th, 2015. So that's an exciting day. Why don't we just skip ahead? There's a few other shit here. I don't think anyone cares about it. There's Mario versus Donkey Kong, Xenoblade Chronic, which I don't really know much about. I did want to comment though. We were watching the trailer for this game called Xenoblade, and one of the main characters had a gun. I don't get it. Project Treasure. It's just some fucking Morpheus-looking Asian guy.
They didn't even fucking tell us anything about that game. They're like, "Oh, this really hype new fucking game's coming out. I can't tell you its name or its details, but fucking be ready for it." Why are you even at Nintendo Direct if you don't have anything to show at that point?
How are we supposed to get hype about fucking nothing? They're like, "Oh, it's innovative. It's online. It's a free. You can walk around with your friends and grab a treasure, but it's free."
It sounded stupid.
And like, honestly, free-to-play games,
They're
rarely are good.
Usually free to pay. Like, you can play for free, but like all the content you gotta fucking pay for. So fuck it. I'm not getting into that.
Then we got Elliot Quest, 2D
that
platformer.
actually seemed really cool. That game looked like my shit.
We got Blech, which is I don't fucking. It's something about fingering your screen or some shit.
Some puzzle game. I don't know. It's like in museums. It's getting a lot of hype. I haven't heard of it. I watched the screen. I couldn't figure out like how they're solving the puzzles. I was like, this doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I guess I'd have to. I hate games with instructions, but I think that's one of the ones that I fucking need some instructions.
Yeah, because they're just touching balls and shit.
Yeah,
like at first it's like, oh, I get it. You go in between the black balls and get the colored balls.
And then it was like it slowly like got off the rails, and there was just no rhyme or reason. It was just like, is he fucking doodling?
Yeah. It's like, oh, touch all these balls. Like, I mean, that sounds like a great Friday night, but I don't think I'd play that on the Wii U. I don't even have a Wii U. I don't even know why the fuck we're talking about this. Next, we have Citizens of Girth. I don't remember why I wrote that. We have Ride a Panda, which was some other game I don't give a fuck about.
Well, it was Citizens of Earth, and it I mean, it seems like it's probably going to be all right.
Oh, is that the first person or third person shooter thing?
No, Citizens of Earth it's the Japan RPG. It looks a lot like Earthbound.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I wasn't a fan of the I wasn't a fan of the art style for this
Yeah.
game, or really the story seemed weird. But it's supposed to be like a zany storyline, kind of like Earthbound. I love Earthbound, but I mean, you don't have to fucking reproduce it with this. Like, just put
Yeah.
out another good Earthbound.
You play
game.
as like the vice president of Earth, and they kind of make a point in the trailer to be like, "That's right, kids, we said it, the vice president of Earth." Like anyone
that
gives
sounds
a fuck.
boring.
Yeah,
He's
like-
got a lot of paperwork to do. Like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
like that is such a like broad area where it's just like, yeah, you one person fucking control. Like, who is the president of Earth, and he must be stressed out of his fucking asshole.
Political science majors, like,
Yeah.
oh, this is my shit.
Yeah. What about fucking shit Sega 3D?
What was Ride a Panda?
Clive,
Gunman Clive?
Gunman Clive, I
2?
think.
Gunman Clive 2, Riding a
Yeah,
Panda?
I briefly kind of zoned in while I was watching it. I don't know. I don't play the game, but he was riding a panda, so I
Yeah.
wrote down Ride a Panda. Okay. Next we have shit Sega 3D, which is just fucking Sega ports on the 3D. Like, Sega, just give up, kill
Oh,
yourself.
especially Sega arcade games.
Yeah.
Like, no one gives a fuck about those.
Although I will give you this, Sega. I've been playing Alien Isolation, and you did a good job. They did a good job. I don't know if you've had a chance to play it yet. It came out like October. It's pretty fucking good. It's a step in the right direction for survival horror. So go Sega, but fuck you. You're a piece of shit.
I was playing something the other day. Fuck, it's not even worth mentioning because I can't remember. But it was a Sega game, and I was like, oh, they put out a good game. Like,
Did it have aliens?
no, fuck. If I remember, I'll bring it up. But let's
Alright.
just. I'm sorry for even bringing it up, guys.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? So next we have I think the most important thing, not necessarily good thing, but the most important thing on the Nintendo Direct was the new 3DS, which I fucking...
We already mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, I know,
Oh, my
but
bad. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
So fuck. But anyways, we mentioned it, but we didn't mention the new
Features.
They have face fucking 3D, so that's great. I guess wherever your face is, the 3D will fuck it right into your eyes.
This doesn't change a thing. I'm still turning 3D off.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it gives me a fucking headache.
I can't even sit through a movie with glasses on without getting a
Yeah.
headache. So
3D is just overrated, I think.
I don't want to have seizures, and I don't want to get epilepsy. So I'm just like, if there's a cutscene, yeah, I'll turn it on. But I'm not
Yeah.
using it for fucking gameplay.
Although I will give some games credit for doing it right. Luigi's Mansion did it very well. Fire Emblem did it well.
Yeah, like they're doing it well. It's at the technology is at the point where it's well. It's just like
Yeah.
I still don't want to use it. Link Between Worlds, I thought it looked fucking sweet there.
Yeah, for like a few moments, but you don't want to play the whole fucking game. Like, mostly if I turn on the 3D, it's because, oh, this world would look cool in 3D. I turn it on, look around, turn it off. Like, it's not a big deal. And what they were saying in the thing was like, now that it's constantly fucking you in the eyes, like, you know, you could play it for as long as you want, and like, oh,
Play this shit till your dick falls off.
yeah, and they're
Never
like,
put your fucking 3DS down.
yeah, exactly. And it was just kind of like the guy was making a point to tell us, like, most people turn off the 3D. Then why would you innovate the 3D if most people are turning it off? Do you think it's because it does that fucking blurry thing? No, it gives us fucking headaches. We don't want to play 3D games. Why do you think 3D TVs don't sell that fucking well?
Yeah, I think they should address that. Like,
Yeah.
clearly they know people aren't using it. Like, don't even pass it off like that. It
Yeah.
fucking gives you a headache.
Don't innovate it. We don't want it. Like, it's cool once in a while, but that's why you have the power off button.
Yeah, well, okay, so there's some limited edition, like 3DS XL consoles coming out. They got the Monster Hunter 4 one, which looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Majora's Mask one looks freaking beautiful, but good luck getting one. I'm pretty sure all the
Oh, yeah.
pre-orders are already sold out. I guess internet browsing is supposed to be better, and it's supposed to process games faster, so the load time. They actually did a comparison between the load time on a 3DS XL for Super Smash Bros. And on the new 3DS XL, and it was significantly faster. So I'd be down for that. I'm sick of waiting times, especially on Smash Bros.
But there is two things I want to address. I don't know if you fucking care. I kind of care. But well, yeah, that's one of the big ones. First, I'm going to talk about a smaller one that's maybe just me, but they have the second stick, which is cool. You know, it's a handheld console with a second stick. I enjoy that. It works as a C stick. You know, being able to look around and stuff was one of the downfalls of playing Monster Hunter 3 without like an attachment or anything was moving the camera around. So that was kind of unfortunate. But the placing of the stick kind of bothers me. because usually when you're playing a game, at least for me, and correct me if I'm wrong, both the right stick at least is below the buttons that you punch, making it easier to just kind of, transition your thumb from what you're doing with that stick onto the buttons. It's just a quick movement. But I feel like if the stick is above it, you have to like maneuver your hand down, which I mean the 3DS is square. Like I don't see how you would do that, and maybe it's just me, but
To be honest though, after playing the Wii U, playing Smash Bros on the Wii U, I'm already kind of accustomed to that because the C stick is above it on the Wii U.
Oh, is
so
it?
I'm used to that. What pissed me off about the Wii U controller and the 3DS still is actually on the opposite hand, the D-pad.
Oh, really?
And I know in Hyrule Warriors, when you wanted to change your items, you had to use the D-pad, and just like it was such a struggle to go from like your movement to like changing items on the D-pad like fluently. Like it was hard to do, especially in the last boss fight. No spoilers, I won't tell you what happened, but it's just hard to switch through all your items and move around at the same time.
Do you say no spoilers in a Zelda game?
No, I said like I won't tell them.
Because you fight Ganondorf, don't you?
No.
I'm just assuming.
I don't know, man. It's Hyrule Warriors. People are gonna have to play it to find out.
Play it and see if you fight Ganondorf in the end, like every other fucking Zelda game. And it will not every other. I mean, there's exceptions.
Also, there was more new shoulder buttons too.
Oh, are there?
2 more, yeah.
Okay.
So
what you're saying is, yes, you do fight Ganondorf in the end, but you have 2 extra shoulder buttons.
I don't know.
Fucking buy the game, kids.
There's a good game. People should buy it.
Anyways, so I'm sure we're not the only ones angry about this, but which is kind of weird for us to be angry about it because we already have 3DSs. We already have AC adapters, but if you buy a new one, you don't get a fucking AC adapter. You have to fucking have one that works with any other system, and I'm sure they'll fucking sell it separately.
That's just Nintendo, like, acknowledging the fact that they have you right where they want you. They're like, we know you've bought 3 fucking DSs already, but you're gonna buy another one, dick face.
And you know what kind of sucks is like if you go to sell your 3DS after you buy that, like you need to sell someone an AC adapter. You're a fucking asshole. Like you're like, here's this fucking system. Oh, do I recommend it? Yeah, it's fun as hell, but you can't play it because I can't give you my charger. I need to. Next is Codename Steamer. Calling it that because it looked like a piece of shit, to be honest. Justin, what do you think? What do you think about this code?
No, I think this game has a lot of potential because it's made by the same team that made Fire Emblem and Advance Wars, and those are 2 really good companies that make games, but they don't usually make this kind of game. And I don't really know what they're going for. Like, if you want to make a game that's like this, like, and be that company, like, I don't know, make it like a Fire Emblem spinoff or something. Like, you don't need to dig up Abraham Lincoln. Like, why the fuck is Abraham Lincoln in this game? It's never been a desire of mine to play Abraham Lincoln. Like,
I think they're just going with like the
emancipate the people.
I guess what they're going for is kind of like the Pride and Prejudice and zombie things in Abraham, like Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, where
is Abraham Lincoln trending? Like,
I don't fucking know.
Are vampires done and it's Abraham Lincoln?
I think hipsters are just going like way too retro nowadays. One of the features of the game, and mind you, I'm just judging by gameplay, but it looks like it's going to be like a Fire Emblem thing, like your character has a movement, except it's not linear. It's actually controlled like a third-person shooter. So you'll have like a movement barrier kind of thing, and you'll position yourself and have to shoot the enemies on the other side. I guess another feature in the game is you get to play as Fire Emblem characters, which is good.
Yeah, because Marth needs to be right up there next to Abraham Lincoln.
Which is kind of like, I think, demeaning to Fire Emblem altogether. It's cool when you get to play them in Smash Bros, get to fight against all the other Nintendo characters because it's cool to see them in their universes, but I don't want fucking Fire Emblem characters next to a shitty steampunk Abraham Lincoln. Like, I don't care about that. This is not what the kids want, Nintendo.
Yeah, it's not even a crossover. Well, it is in a sense, but this isn't the kind of crossover that you want.
It's
like,
not...
I wouldn't associate such beloved characters as Marth and, like, I'm sorry, like, was Ike in there?
Yeah.
Marth and Ike.
Pretty much any amiibo you bought for the Smash Bros with a Fire Emblem character, so like Robin, Marth, Ike, so any of those you can actually play in the game, which I mean is just kind of bullshit. Like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, so like if we put Marth and Ike and all these awesome characters in this game that like people don't even know if it's gonna be good. Like this is a total gamble. Like what's the next step? We're gonna put fucking Abraham Lincoln in Smash Bros. Because we're already doing that with some characters. Like Duck Hunt, yeah, like he's paid his dues. He's been around since NES, but I'm still like on the fence about Shulk. Like
Yeah.
he's been in like what one game that was like moderately successful on Wii. Like I think it's just Nintendo cooperating with these third-party developers because it's like one of the only serious ones that they have. So like, oh, like don't leave, like we'll fucking put you in Smash Bros.
And also, just saying, I mean, Nintendo, if you're listening,
I know you are.
Metroid's been out for years, like decades. Yeah, and like you said, Xenoblade hasn't been out for that long. I think it was a Wii game. If you're gonna put someone fucking topless in a Smash Bros. Game, why couldn't it be Samus? Just curious. You put a little fucking boy topless. Like the next step is just like fucking wild nudity. Like let everyone roam free. Like I just want to see them titties flopping in the air. You know what I mean? So
you took out Ice Climbers for that shit.
yeah, come on. Like I don't want to see a naked little boy. Like thank you. I mean you're probably appealing to some people who play Nintendo, but I mean not all Nintendo players are pedophiles. And I don't know how many times have I said that in the past few days. Like how many times do I have to defend myself? Like not all Nintendo players diddle little kids, and that's just the truth.
The beard is deceiving.
Yeah. What else we got? Ace Combat. Who the fuck cares? I've never played an Ace Combat game, and honestly, I find any game where you get to pilot a fucking airplane is just difficult for me.
But this, I want to talk about this because this is one of the games where I feel like I'm not sure if it relates to the amiibo or if it was just in-game content for this Ace Combat game. But there's decals and skins for like your fighter jets that are Nintendo characters, and I just like feel like amiibo could be like commercializing. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's getting like almost gimmicky, you know? Like I don't want to fly a jet that fucking looks like Mario.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing a third-party Nintendo game, like you don't want to fucking like they're just saying like, oh, third party, guess what? Like your game was good. We're gonna add all our fucking characters in that. And imagine like Xbox or like fucking PlayStation did like that. That would just be fucking ridiculous. And I mean, sometimes I know they do, but that's in between like EA and stuff, adding like Dragon Age armor to Mass Effect or the other way around and shit. But like, I don't know. Just imagine playing like The Last of Us, and like all of a sudden, like you get a Spyro the Dragon penis head and shit, and like you just go around fucking people with it. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, like Nintendo, I love you to death, but fuck, quit whoring out your characters to these shitty games that don't deserve it. Like, you know, like cool your jets. Just because it's a jet game doesn't mean you have to be like, oh, it's a Mario, fucking fly him around. Like no one cares. Like. If people aren't buying Ace Combat, and if they are, they're not like, oh, I wish I was flying a Mario jet right now. Like it's a fucking, they'll play it as it is. Why do you have to commercialize it like that?
And I'm
like
pretty sure
making a buttload of money off your characters as it is, and we all love your characters. And when you do this shit, it cheapens them.
It makes them like, to me, it makes it feel like kind of prostitution. Like you are just prostituting your kid. Like why not make a PS3 game then? I don't give a fuck. And also Ace Combat, I've never played it, but I do know.
Me neither. I mean, it might be a good game. Yeah. Who knows? If it's a good game, let us know.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure they actually made Deadly Premonition, the same team that makes Ace Combat. And I like Deadly Premonition, so I doubt it would have the same feel or anything, but I mean, that's just something to be aware of. And you know, it's always kind of sad to put your trust in a game developer and stuff, because you never know if it's going to be good as their previous game.
What was Irony Fall again?
I don't fucking Iron Falls.
Iron Falls? Oh yeah, there's that three independent developers made like a shooter, you know, like which is cool, like 3 guys making a shooter, but I don't want to play a fucking shooter on my 3DS.
Yeah.
Like put that shit on Wii U at least. Like it's just you're wasting your time, guys.
Like 3DS, what are you? Like what are you exactly? You're putting like fucking puzzle games and like third person shooters and shit.
I can understand the puzzle games, but I can't understand shooters. Like, I love action platforming games and RPGs. Let's keep it there, 3DS.
And RPGs are perfect for handhelds. Like, I would rather play an RPG on a handheld than a fucking, like, console. Because then you can take it outside and stuff and get your daily vitamin D while waiting through fucking 100 hours of gameplay. So, next on our docket is Guy holding a cat.
This has to be addressed. It's some higher up on higher up at Capcom. I can't
I
remember
think it
his
was
name.
Bandai.
No, it's Monster Hunter. It's Capcom.
Oh, it was Monster. Okay,
Yeah, so he's basically promoting Monster Hunter 4 and like the new 3DS XL and like the capabilities and stuff. But I mean, you play the game. Like this cat character, it's probably from the game, right?
I don't fucking know. There's
don't
cats
know?
in the game.
Okay, there's cats in the game. I don't know. I don't fucking play the game. But during this guy's whole stand-up spiel, he's holding the stuffed cat, which is fine, you know, like it's interesting, but not once did he acknowledge the cat. So
Yeah.
he's just holding it this whole time, and it just looks creepy. Like he has this attachment with this cat.
Right under his fucking face too.
Yeah, like at least be like, "Oh, I'm here with my buddy," like, and make it funny. Don't just like creep us out. I was like, "What's he doing with the cat?"
Also, like, a perfect example of why this is a stupid thing to do. Because you're holding that fucking cat right up to your face, I don't even remember what the game was. Like, you just mentioned to me, and then it clicked. It was like, oh, it's Monster Hunter. Like, why are you holding that fucking cat up to your face? And there's, like, this guy's speaking Japanese or some kind of Cantonese. I don't fucking know. But, like, he's speaking it, so there's subtitles underneath. But all I can fucking see is this cat. Like, what are you doing with this cat? It was honestly disturbing. It was creepy, and I kind of feel bad for the plushy cat, to be honest. He's not getting his 5 seconds of fame he desired, you know what I mean? Because there's a creepy Asian guy behind him holding him up to his chin.
Yeah, it's kind of like when, like, he didn't even get acknowledged. He was on screen the whole time, didn't even get acknowledged. It's like if someone won an Oscar, you know, and they went up and did their thank you speech and, like, didn't thank their wife or something.
Yeah.
I'd imagine it'd feel the same way.
Yeah, just like, what? I played Monster Hunter 3 for a little bit. Like I was saying, it's kind of hard to play that game without having a second stick on the 3DS. So good job, new 3DS with an AC adapter. But so I didn't play much of it, but there was cats in it. I don't remember like a specific cat character with a heart on its chest, but I mean, if correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm looking into playing a game called Monster Hunter, do I want to see a plushie of like a giant ass dragon or a little cat? Do I want to see a monster or a little cat? And maybe, I don't know, I haven't played the series since the beginning. Maybe cats are very important and play a very integral role in the game, but I haven't played it, so I don't know. I feel like you're just trying to shove this fucking cat down our throats, and I don't care.
If you know about this cat, feel free to inform us.
Call us at 1-800-GAMEFART. I really hope someone fucking dials that number, and it's actually like a gay porn thing about like felching like over the phone, and he has his straw and stuff, and he's like, thank you for calling Gamefart.
So I think to wrap this thing up, I just want to say to Nintendo, you know, some of this stuff is bad, some of it's good. I think you've been improving over the last year and a half at least, so keep up the good work, Nintendo. Filter out some of this bullshit. You'll be okay. There's a lot of stuff I'm excited about, like Yoshi's Woolly World, new Zelda, new Star Fox. Keep putting shit up on Virtual Console, because I'm just draining my wallet on that. But, yeah. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, good job, Nintendo, on making a new Fire Emblem and adding more ports. So that's good.
So yeah, we're gonna have this posted. You could drop us a comment on YouTube. We'll be posting them regularly, and also you can hit us up on Twitter.
Is this going on YouTube?
Yeah, we're gonna put it on YouTube.
How are we gonna put audio? You're just gonna put a picture? You
You
can put podcasts on?
yeah, you can put podcasts on YouTube. It's a new thing I'm doing. Just me though. Just me.
So make sure you watch our audio on YouTube. That's it.
We'll be on Bandcamp as well, and we will have Twitter. You can tweet at us. Anything you want to say, tell us what you think. We'd love to hear it. We'd love to chat it up with you. We're open to democracy.
Don't think I'm a hater either. I like Nintendo. I feel like I've given Nintendo a hard time. Thank you for joining us. I am Manchicken.
And I am Thomptron.
And you've been listening to Gamefart.